Hi, I'm Penelope Adeline Washington, and I want to say Black Lives Matter.
As I look out onto this audience, I see mostly white faces, behind masks, of course. A common occurrence around the country and the world as more and more people of all races and colors have gathered in support of Black Lives Matter.
I want you to reflect on the fact that Black people in POCs live their daily lives in fear. This is not a Black problem we need to emphasize with. It's a white problem.
I wanted to come here really bad and speak, and I was like, oh my God, but it's going to have repercussions on my business. Because there is an undercurrent of racism here, there is, and that's fact. But this is more important, and this is what we're fighting for, and even if it's slow, there is change being made, and we need to keep going.
Also being raised as the son of a firefighter, I was also always taught that the uniform that we wear, whether it be law enforcement or a firefighter, should be a symbol of safety and security to people that we serve. But they also have to keep in perspective that as a young man growing up, as a white male in Humboldt County, I was able to look at it from that perspective. In speaking with friends and family of color, not everybody's had those same experiences that I was fortunate enough to have. That was a massive dose of perspective for me that I've carried and instilled in my own children. Knowing that I commit to all of you that I want to listen and I want to do better. I want to be different, and I want to connect with you, whether here today or beyond, to be an instrument for change. I want to have tough conversations with my brothers and sisters of color to help us move forward together. Because after all this, Black Lives Matter, and I'm committed to taking a stand and affecting change, starting with myself. Thank you, guys.
I moved to Ferndale in 2008. I was 16 and lived here for 8 years. I consider myself a proud Wildcat. It's a third of my life, and I'm happy I got to experience it. My first day at Ferndale High School, a classmate told me I was brave for being here. I was completely clueless. Throughout my 2 years of school, I was called an ugly freak. They would make fun of my hair, and whenever I walk into stores or towns, they would call me a man and sir. To this day, society considers Black women too masculine and unattractive. I couldn't ignore all the negative things they would say about me, and I'd come home and start to rub bleach on my skin. After graduating, I developed agoraphobia. I was so terrified of being bullied again, I couldn't leave my room for 2 years. Every day I dream of having a baby and being a mom, but I'm so terrified of all the hate and fear I face that my child will fear and face the same thing every day. We can mutually agree that this does not speak for or represent all of the amazing people of Ferndale, nor is this a Ferndale-only issue. This is why I reached out to all schools, all principals, all colleges, all of City Council, and all of Humboldt today. We can mutually agree that not all police are violent racists. Some of them honor to serve and protect. We can agree that not all protesters are violent and looters. We can agree that all types of discrimination, big or small, is deadly and has to end. We can do our part by simply standing up for other people. You're already making the biggest difference in our lives. I want to stress to the few that still need to hear it that it's never too late to change. I was skeptical about any change happening until this very movement had spread across the world. Then I saw the changes in people firsthand. The modern lynching of George Floyd had scared people with prior prejudice. They realized if they don't stop now or change their ways, they would become the same person as his killer. They've turned to say, I'm sorry I was so ignorant. My parents were wrong, I was wrong, and I refuse to pass any hate on to my children. George Floyd exposed our true characters and what our basic morals are. We've seen our friends and family either excuse or cause unjustified violence. In the heat of it all, the news media told you to pick a side, a police officer or me, but that is not true. Don't let them divide us. Please put down your Blue Lives banner. Don't let them win and spread further hate and further fear. We have more in common than not. At the end of the day, we're all proud Americans in the pursuit of happiness. Let us now celebrate the success of the movement. Let's praise the voices who are no longer beaten into silence, of you standing up for justice and always choosing what's right, and being good human beings. We need more of them in this world. You've all made a difference, not just today, but every day. I thank you.
Please join me in kneeling for 1 minute before formal dismissal.